married him 8 months later, and then divorced him 2 years after that. So if you're feeling bad about your life choices, you're welcome.
You know what you got on right now, and I'm good. I'm good. I don't like businessmen.
There's something about the laugh I don't like. I think it would be annoying to hear.
I forgot how useless men are nowadays.
Hashtag wedding bells in 2055. You're going to be an old cat lady.
Having a chauffeur, having a house manager.
48 years later, they are still married happily. That is why I do not have a problem with the movement. American or Western culture will corrupt a good woman from another country.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into it.
I once spent 2 days on a dating app, met a guy, moved him in 3 weeks later, married him 8 months later, and then divorced him 2 years after that. So if you're feeling bad about your life choices, you're welcome.
What was the whole point of that? To show you're not fit to be with a man? I mean, you made all of those rash decisions, moved them in fast, and then got divorced fast. No long, all you showed was you're not, well, most modern women showing that. You're not able to be with him.
What's your best piece of dating advice? After the age of 25, stop dating for love. Okay? Money.
She telling a woman to be 3 or 4s, right? You don't date for money, you date for security, right? Not money. Of course, you want a man to be able to secure the bag to make sure you're okay, right? That's what you date for. Stop telling these young girls to date for money, because that's just making most women 3 or 4s. It's like they're telling guys, leave. We're not the ones you can be with. You can't pair bond with us. Continue to leave because we're not the ones for you.
Name, age, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Obi. I'm 30 years old, and just overall attraction. I'm not feeling the gear. You know what I mean? Like, she's pretty in the face and everything, but just overall, I need to swag up a little bit. But other than that, she's pretty.
Hold up. I don't know if anybody remembers the guy right next to her. He said, "I want a woman that wears bright colors and looks good because I like to wear dark." That's that guy. He said that the same day. I see why he popped his balloon.
So, question.
Yeah, what's up?
What's a swag up?
I mean, just the boots. You know what I mean? I ain't feeling the boots for real, and you know what I mean. I'm not finna go into detail and all that, but
it's okay. I don't want to go into detail about the bandana shirt either, so it's cool.
It's good. It's paisley. It's paisley, by the way, but
again, I ain't a GD. I'm not going into detail. But go ahead.
This ain't GD shit, but it is what it is. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I know you said the shirt is a no for you, but is he your type?
I'm not into gangbangers. Nah, I'm good. And I'm not saying you are, but the whole, you know what you got on right now, and I'm good. I'm good. I don't like businessmen. I like professional men.
Damn! Thank you. If we can have your name, age, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Name's Eric, and I'm 38. And I popped it because there's something about the laugh I don't like. I think it would be annoying to hear all the time. That's just, and it feels like I don't know if she's had a drink or something, but I feel like there's the energy that comes from that. Okay. And so for me, it's not a good first impression. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, definitely not. I love to laugh. I think life is too short to be serious. Like, oh, I want to know. If you don't know how to laugh, I can't rock with you anyway.
I know
but
how
I
to
will
laugh,
say,
but I just don't like to laugh. I don't know what to say.
Okay,
it's
so that's
personal preference.
No, it's fine. That's my laugh. I'm not going to change it. No, it's fine. It's okay.
She was pissed.
I forgot how useless men are nowadays. I remember a couple weeks ago, my car wouldn't start, and it was the most annoying thing ever because it was 3 a.m. We just got out of a party, like we're tired, just want to go home. My car wouldn't start. So naturally, I call every guy that I know that's in the greater Cincinnati area, right? Half of them were asleep, so I'm not mad at them. But of those that were awake, either they didn't have jumper cables or they didn't know what to do or they didn't know how to do it, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not one for gender roles, but come on now. Is this who we are? And maybe asking Kobe, what about your girlfriends? All my girlfriends were in the car. So I need the men that I know, and they did not come through. And now I'm sick of men and useless.
Useless, huh? That's a pretty bold statement. Before you go ahead and generalize all men as useless, let's think about a few things. I'm sure some of the guys you called that night you've been intimate with, and none of them jumped up at the occasion to be your knight in shining armor. Or the ones that were sleeping, I'm sure they probably looked at their phones and said useless. But don't worry, I'm sure they'll find jumper cables when it's time to smash. But by curiosity, did anybody call a daddy, a brother, a cousin, uncle? Or were they also useless?
Do you think men are important? Like for what?
And if that's the case, I understand. But I guess the real question remains. What is it about you that's making these men useless? Are you attracting useless men? Or are they just reciprocating a behavior that they got from you?
Emotional, damn it! God made a good point, right? With the part when he said, did you call the men you know? That made me start thinking. She probably didn't. Her brain was on bird mode and she just wasn't thinking logically. Like, that would be the first thing you should do. Call up men you know, but she called up men she knew that weren't family members. Who knows? Maybe she has no family members. I don't know her situation, but we're going to the next one.
He decided to wait until we'd been together 7 years, until I moved across the country, left all my friends, my bands behind to support his ass.
Now, of course, I have to start this off by saying no hate, no shade to that creator. But I love when I just see real life examples of what I be talking about on my podcast, and y'all be in the comments acting like I'm the crazy one.
Exactly.
Because when I say stuff like, you're single till you're married, ain't no ring on my finger, I can do whatever I want, y'all be in the comments like, well, how you supposed to be chose to be a wife if you don't act like a wife, you know, while you're dating? That's y'all problems now. Y'all be too busy trying to center your lives around men. You pick up and move across the country, have his kids, wipe his ass, cook his food, clean his house for him, hoping, praying, chosen. Oh, I want to be a wife so bad. Trying to be chose so bad. And then 7 years later, 10 years later, he leave you and you got to show for it. Because you was trying so hard to be chose. That's y'all problems now. I'm telling y'all, you're single until you married, act like it.
See, you know what she's not thinking about? She just jumped up quickly and reacted to it. 7 years? You don't know what's happening in that woman's relationship. You don't know what the man's thinking. And a lot of times, women never tell the full story. Or they'll tell their version of the story. And then once you hear the man talk, you go, oh, makes sense, right? You don't know what went through that man's mind. You don't know what happened, what she did. Something's missing. Nobody just picks up and leaves a person out of the blue after 7 years. Something happened. Let me hop on to the next one.
Is to drop him after his first offense.
This is like the best dating advice I've ever heard. Cutting someone off at their first offense. The world wants you to think that you're being too picky, that you're a woman who will never find anyone. Hashtag wedding bells in 2055. You're going to be an old cat lady, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard it all before. But the red flags that you see in the beginning, the things that you and your partner fight over in the beginning are the things that will break you up. Or those are the things that are going to be in your relationship the entire length of your relationship. So when you're in the beginning stages, you have to ask yourself, are those things worth it? Can you deal with those things for the rest of your life? If not, you should leave at the beginning because they're not going anywhere. And in my relationship experience, these are facts.
Wow. Do you know how long guys have been saying that? Now, this is what guys mean when they say choose better, right? Guys mean choose better. If certain things are happening, I wouldn't leave right away, right? Say, once it happens again, say after you spoke about it, and then it happens again, it's like, okay, I think I need to check out. I need to take my ball and go play on another court because at that point, you know for sure there's a problem. But what happens is, what most women say is, no, I'm going to stay with him. I'm going to work it out. I can change him. And a lot of times you're not. So she has finally came to the realization. The other woman has came to the realization. But this is what men have been saying for years. Choose better.
You can choose to spin or you can choose to choose.
If she did earn those mug shots because she was defending herself, having him put his hands on her, then I understand. I certainly understand. And to that point, having a history of domestic violence in your relationship is not a soft life. That life is filled with stress, turmoil, strife, aggression, violence, sadness, emotional instability, narcissism, control, and abuse. I want to say that being a kept wife includes being a lady of leisure, having an au pair that lives with you to help you out with your childbearing needs, having a chef, having a chauffeur, having a house manager or assistants to help you with your day-to-day running your home, booking your appointments, booking your vacations, your spas, your self-care, and your maintenance. So when your husband is ready to come home from work, you can be at his every beck and call. Being a stay-at-home mom, however...
What? So a guy is supposed to have all that set for you? I feel like I'm confused. Was she talking about a job? I'm really confused. What's this fan? So a man's supposed to have all of that for you, so then you can be a stay-at-home mom for him. I'm missing something, y'all. I am. I'm missing where women want to do that because they love you, right? A woman wants to do that and more. And then you wonder why guys are leaving with smiles on their face, right? Why guys are in other countries and they're smiling from here to here. You got to see guys. Guys are leaving, going to the Philippines, Brazil, other places, and they're smiling from ear to ear. And the reason why they're smiling so big, because they know they're not going back.
I am happy.
They wouldn't dare take a woman back to the Matrix. But let me get into this one here.
I always consider my dad to be like an OG passport bro because that's exactly what he did to find my mother. He went to Central America to find his bride, and he found my mom. And 48 years later, they are still married happily. That is why I do not have a problem with the movement. Actually, a pretty good movement for men and that are not giving it a bad name. Some men, I think, yeah, like, go do your thing. Like, it's a good opportunity. But anyway, when I asked my dad, like, what is one thing that you would tell the men that are serious about doing something like this? I think he would probably say, keep your wives where you found them, and just to stay over there because American or Western culture will corrupt a good woman from another country. He ain't lying. So I will be like, do you think that happened to mom? And he will be like, hell yeah, it did. But he says that probably because my mom can be a little bit mouthy sometimes. And I feel like he thinks that she learned that by coming to this country. I know one thing that my dad absolutely could not stand that my mom learned, and I know a lot of you women you may not like it, but whatever, is when she would say things like, I'm an independent woman. Like, just, you could be independent, but you know, if you have don't say that. Okay, I'm just letting you know, especially if you have a provider as a man, like, it's not necessary to say something like that. To remind my dad that even though he was the head of the house, like, she was the neck that turned the head, and that didn't fly over really well. Learned eventually that there's no point in even arguing with him. Like, there are other battles to pick. There's no point in arguing with him. But now 82 and he is not as sharp, and he cannot, you know, he's not like that anymore. To be a little bit mouthy, not towards him because she's not, but towards people that are coming at him or at our family or at the finances. He was able to control now, but now he needs her. He has to pass the baton on to her because she is now in the position to take over certain things because, you know, he is going through a little bit of dementia. Somebody was on the phone with him irritating the F out of him, called his little Veronica downstairs to handle that person. My mom handled the F out of them. And I looked over at my dad and I saw his smile of pride with his feisty, mouthy woman. So then I'm looking at him, I'm like, I wonder if you're happy that a little bit of that Amir rubbed off on her.
Oh no, he's not happy at that. See, listen, you said he dealt with it, right? That man probably would have dealt with a modern woman, but I know when he got her, he was happy. I mean, 40-something years, they been together 40-something. He met her when he was 40. It's around my age. He brought her back. He warned guys. One thing he warned guys, do not bring them back, right? You want to be happily married? It's best to figure out your finances and figure them out so you can stay outside of the country, not so you can bring them back in, right? A lot of times, guys bring them back. They can't afford to change their career because they're at the end of their career. And then they end up sadly mistaken. He got lucky, though. She was a keeper. She had some mouth. I wouldn't be able to deal with it, but he dealt with it. And she developed that mouth from being in America. She even said it. I'm an independent woman. And once she starts spewing that nonsense, man, I know he had some arguments with her. He went through some hell. And he got that from bringing her back. If she would have stayed in her country, she would have stayed sweet and innocent as ever. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching this video. And I know some of you guys are willing to take the risk and bring them back. Because you're thinking, man, this is all I have to do, and I have to do it. I can't deal with a woman here, so I have to go get a woman from there. But still, you're taking a big risk. But some guys would rather deal with it because they realize
this is the way.
Passport bros, cash for no. There's more to life than going through this.